Hello, everyone. You better fasten your seatbelts, because what I'm about to unveil is going to rock the entire NFL landscape to its core. The Chiefs have just dropped a bombshell that has me absolutely electrified, and you need to hear every single word. Watch this video until the very end. Obliterate that like button, drop a W in the comments if you still believe in KC or an L if you've lost faith. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because this changes everything. Listen up, football diehards, because what's unfolding in Kansas City right now is the kind of narrative that separates true champions from mere pretenders. And let me tell you something, this organization knows exactly what it takes to stay on top. We're talking about a franchise that doesn't just stumble into success. They engineer it, they architect it, and they make damn sure every piece of their championship puzzle is meticulously aligned for another shot at glory. Now, I've been tracking this league for decades, and I can spot a championship caliber move from a mile away. What the Chiefs are doing right now with their ground attack is the kind of calculated brilliance that sets Andy Reid apart from every other coach in this league. This man understands that you can't just throw talent on the field and hope for the best. You cultivate it, you refine it, and you ensure every player is positioned to unleash their maximum potential when it matters most. The 2024 season was a testament to this organization's championship DNA. While other teams would have collapsed under the weight of critical injuries, while other franchises would have pointed fingers and made excuses, the Chiefs did what champions do. They adapted, they overcame, and they triumphed when the odds were stacked against them. That's not luck. That's the hallmark of a franchise that understands what it takes to compete at the highest level year after year. But here's where it gets truly captivating, and why you need to soak in every word I'm about to say. The blueprint for sustained success in this league isn't just about having elite talent at the skill positions. It's about possessing a comprehensive understanding of how every piece fits together. It's about recognizing when adjustments must be made, when players need to evolve, and when the entire system needs to be fine-tuned to maintain that championship edge. What we witnessed last season was a masterclass in organizational resilience. When adversity struck, when injuries piled up, when the odds seemed insurmountable, this team didn't just survive. They thrived. That's the difference between franchises that win one championship and think they've arrived and those that build dynasties that endure for years to come. The running game in Kansas City has always been about more than individual stats or flashy highlights. It's been about establishing a physical identity that complements one of the most potent passing attacks in NFL history. It's about creating balance that keeps defenses honest and opens opportunities for every other facet of their offensive onslaught. It's about forging an identity that declares, we can beat you any way we want, whenever we want. And let me tell you something about championship level preparation. It doesn't happen during the season when the lights are brightest and the stakes are highest. It happens in the trenches of the offseason when no one's watching, when the cameras aren't rolling, when it's all about grinding and sacrificing to ensure readiness when September comes. The Chiefs understand this better than any organization in professional sports. They know that championship windows don't remain open forever. And they know that every single season, every single opportunity, every single moment has to be maximized to its fullest potential. That's why they're not resting on the laurels of past triumphs. They're evolving, innovating, and relentlessly staying ahead of the competition. What's happening in Kansas City right now is the kind of storyline that reminds us why this franchise has become the gold standard for excellence in the modern NFL. It's about meticulous attention to detail, about visionary long-term strategy, and about the unwavering commitment to continuous adaptation and relentless improvement. This organization has built something extraordinary, something that transcends talent and coaching. They've cultivated a culture where every player knows their role, where every coach knows how to maximize potential, and where every decision is made with one goal in mind: championship glory. That's not something you luck into. That's something you forge deliberately over time with the right leadership and the right vision. Now let me break down exactly what's happening behind the scenes that's got me more fired up about this Chiefs offense than I've been in years. What we're witnessing right now is the kind of strategic evolution that separates dynasties from teams that just flash in the pan for a season or two. Seasons come and go, and teams often fade back into mediocrity after a brief flash of brilliance. But this isn't just about one player bouncing back from injury. It's about an entire offensive philosophy being meticulously refined and elevated for another championship run. The injury saga that unfolded last season was the kind of adversity that tests the very foundation of a team's character. When your starting running back goes down with a fractured fibula in week 2, when he's battling through rib injuries later in the year, when he's shedding weight and losing the physical edge that made him so formidable in the first place, that's when you find out exactly what your organization is truly made of. And let me tell you something, Chiefs ace that test with flying colors. But here's what most people don't grasp about the NFL at the championship level. Injuries aren't just about the immediate hit to the roster. They're about the long-term development of players, the psychological battles that unfold behind closed doors, and the methodical approach to rebuilding athletes back to peak performance. What Isaiah Pacheco endured last season wasn't merely a physical hurdle. It was a mental crucible that challenged every ounce of his determination and dedication to greatness. Think about this for a second. This young man has known nothing but Super Bowl level football since entering the league. In his first 2 seasons, he was part of championship rosters. He was toting the rock over 500 times, one of only 3 players on the entire roster who touched the football more than Patrick Mahomes and Creed Humphrey. That's not just statistical output. That's being entrusted with the most valuable asset in pro football. Opportunities to impact winning at the highest level. The weight management saga says it all about this organization's scientific approach to player development. When Pacheco trimmed down before the 2024 season to enhance his speed and explosiveness, that wasn't a random decision. It was a deliberate strategy to maximize his skill set for exactly what the offense demanded at that moment. But when injuries struck, when his body was grappling with recovery, when he shed even more weight below his ideal playing condition, the Chiefs didn't panic. They devised a plan. Andy Reid's remarks about Pacheco looking tremendous and adding a couple pounds of quality weight aren't just coach speak for the cameras. This is a Hall of Fame coach who has seen every type of player, every physical transformation, and every kind of preparation routine imaginable. When he says a player looks different, when he highlights a physical transformation, when he compares the difference between last year and this year, that's information you need to take seriously. The systematic approach to off-season conditioning that Pacheco is describing reveals the championship-level infrastructure that exists within this organization. Talking about battling for roster spots, grinding through sweat sessions, managing weight during the brutal NFL season, and taking advantage of the controlled environment of off-season programs. This isn't just about individual willpower. It's about having access to world-class training facilities, top-tier nutritionists, elite strength coaches, and medical experts who understand how to optimize human performance. What we're witnessing right now is the intersection of experience, preparation, and opportunity, the very ingredients that forge championship moments. Pacheco has weathered the crucible of the NFL playoffs. He's carried the weight of a championship caliber offense. He's battled through injuries and emerged stronger. That blend of experience and resilience is exactly what distinguishes players who rise to the occasion from those who crumble under pressure. The mental toughness Pacheco emphasized might be the most critical element of this entire narrative. Physical recovery from injury is something you can measure. Weight gain, speed improvements, strength development. But mental fortitude, that inner drive to push through when everything hurts, when doubt creeps in, when the easiest option is to make excuses. That's what true champions are made of. This Chiefs offense is built on a foundation of complementary excellence. You've got the most electrifying quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. You've got receiving threats who can strike from any angle. You've got an offensive line that creates protection and opens running lanes. And you've got a coaching staff that knows how to synthesize all these pieces into a game plan that wins. But the running game is the element that binds it all together. It keeps defenses honest. It brings the physicality championship teams need when the weather turns cold and the stakes are sky high. The 100-day countdown to the 2025 season that Pacheco mentioned isn't just about flipping calendar pages. It's about the meticulous preparation happening right now to ensure this team is primed to defend its championship aspirations. Every conditioning session, every pound of lean mass gained, every rep in practice, every film room breakdown, everything is building towards that moment in September when the real battle begins. What makes this story so compelling is the fusion of individual determination and organizational excellence. Pacheco's personal odyssey from injury to recovery to optimization is happening inside a system that knows exactly how to maximize that journey for team success. The Chiefs aren't just hoping their star running back gets healthy, they're engineering his return to peak form with the same precision they apply to every other facet of their championship operation. The mystery surrounding Pacheco's final playing weight when the season kicks off isn't just about keeping secrets from opponents. It's about the relentless process of optimization that continues right up until game time. Championship level preparation doesn't end when off-season workouts conclude. It stretches through training camp, through preseason, and into every single week of the regular season as players and coaches fine-tune every detail to peak at exactly the right time. This is why the Chiefs have become the benchmark for sustained excellence in the modern NFL. They don't just react to challenges, they anticipate them. They don't just hope for the best, they prepare for every conceivable scenario. They don't just rely on talent. They maximize every advantage through strategic preparation and championship-level attention to detail. What we're seeing right now is the foundation being laid for another championship run. Every single Chiefs fan should be absolutely fired up for what's on the horizon. This isn't just about one player's comeback. It's about an entire organization operating at peak efficiency, driven by championship ambition in every single decision. So there you have it. Chiefs Kingdom, the blueprint for sustained championship success, is being written before our very eyes. If you're as excited about this upcoming season as I am, smash that like button to show your support for this incredible organization. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what this means for the Chiefs championship chances. I want to hear from every single one of you diehard fans who understand what it takes to stay on top in this league. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be breaking down every single development that fuels this championship chase. This is the kind of behind-the-scenes insight that separates casual fans from true football experts. And you deserve to be in the know about everything happening with your championship team. Something monumental is unfolding in Kansas City, and it's far more than just another offseason headline. Behind closed doors, deep within the recesses of the practice facility, a quiet storm is brewing. One with the potential to redefine the entire trajectory of the Chiefs' offense. After months of silence, scattered reports, and mere whispers of a comeback, one of the most electrifying weapons in recent memory is making moves that few dared to anticipate so soon. The comeback is authentic. The timing is impeccable. And what's happening now could shape the destiny of the 2025 season. Stick around, because what you're about to hear might completely transform how you view this entire offense. Smash that like button and hit follow, because this is a story you won't want to miss. It all starts with a mystery. One of the brightest stars in Kansas City's offensive constellation vanished from the field in Week 4 of the 2024 season. Chiefs fans recall it vividly. Rashee Rice, the dynamic wide receiver out of Smoog, collided with Patrick Mahomes after an interception and tore his LCL. In a heartbeat, one of the most promising second-year breakouts was derailed. Now, 8 months later, the buzz at One Arrowhead Drive is growing louder by the day. Why? Because every sign points to a full-speed, full-strength comeback in 2025. This isn't just a routine rehab milestone. It's a potential game-changer for a team that remarkably ascended to the Super Bowl summit without him. Let that sink in. The Kansas City Chiefs hoisted the Lombardi Trophy without Rashee Rice, but make no mistake, his absence, while masked by victory, was felt. Sure, DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith-Schuster stepped up, but the rhythm was off, the flow less smooth, and the ceiling, well, it simply wasn't as high. When Rice was on the field, Mahomes had a true vertical threat capable of stretching defenses and converting critical downs. The chemistry they were building in 2023 only deepened in early 2024, and many insiders believed Rice was primed for that coveted year 2 leap. That leap was abruptly halted, but the runway remains. Now, with Ota's underway and training camp fast approaching, optimism is surging in Kansas City. Andy Reid, never one to exaggerate, confirmed back in April that Rice is on track for a complete return, and Pro Football Focus's Ryan Smith doubled down just days ago, reporting that if progress continues, Rice will be ramped up during camp and could be fully operational by Week 1. For fans counting the days, that's a dream come true. Let's talk numbers. In just over one full season, including the abbreviated 2024 campaign, Rice had already begun crafting an elite resume. As a rookie, he trailed only Travis Kelce in receiving yards and led all Chiefs wide receivers 7 touchdowns, 79 catches, 938 yards, nearly 12 yards per reception. That's production that doesn't just earn praise. It demands defensive game plans. And in the 3 games before his injury last year, 24 catches, nearly 300 yards, including a monster performance in Week 1 against Baltimore. He wasn't just on pace, he was staking his claim as one of the league's rising stars. But what makes this return so riveting isn't just the stats, it's the context. The Chiefs' wide receiver room is as stacked as fans have seen since the Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins era. Xavier Worthy, coming off a breakout stretch late last season, brings blistering speed. Hollywood Brown is fully healthy and eager to prove himself. Jalen Royals, the rookie from Utah State, is already turning heads, and veterans like Juju and Nico Rio provide reliable, battle-tested depth. Now added a healthy Rashee Rice to that arsenal, and you have a receiving corps capable of fully unleashing Mahomes' arm talent. Oh, and speaking of Mahomes, Rice was recently spotted participating in the quarterback's private off-season workouts in Tyler, Texas. For those unfamiliar, this is no casual get-together. It's Mahomes' personal boot camp where chemistry is forged and future touchdowns are scripted months in advance. And Rice didn't just show up. Mahomes himself declared that Rice has looked phenomenal running routes and catching the football. I have zero concerns. Thank you guys. See you next video.